Welcome back to another English lesson. I am filming this in my classroom because something big could happen in about 7 hours. I'm recording this a little bit before 1 p.m. on Tuesday. Tonight, President Trump says there is a deadline. We will talk about what deadline means. A deadline for Iran to open up the Strait of Hormuz. And if they don't, it's not going to be good for Iran. He is going to bomb infrastructure. We will also talk about that term. So today we are going to watch a newscast together on what President Trump might do if Iran does not comply, if they do not agree. The news report is going to use some very difficult vocabulary, but don't worry, that's where I come in. I will teach that difficult vocabulary to you so you will know and you can improve your English. If that sounds great, please go ahead, subscribe, like this video. It helps other English learners find the channel. Let's watch that news clip together.
I mean, complete demolition by 12 o'clock. And it'll happen over a period of 4 hours if we wanted to. We don't want that to happen.
President Trump's deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz is fast approaching. He's promised to strike power plants and bridges if the strait is not opened by 8 o'clock tonight. Some leaders in Iran this morning are calling for citizens to form human chains around power plants to try and deter the president. Iran's president claims at least 1 in every 6 people in the country are prepared to sacrifice themselves.
Okay, let's do this. The glasses are going on. The microphone is in my hand. I don't have any students right now, but classes are going on. So who knows what is going to happen? But I have 20 difficult words that they use in the newscast. And I'm going to have a definition for you. I'm going to have a sentence, and I will have a picture that goes along with that sentence. So President Trump is calling for complete demolition. Demolition. I'm not sure if that is the best thing to do if you want the people of Iran to agree with you, if you want them on your side, like blowing up bridges and destroying power plants. We will talk about power plants in a minute, but complete demolition, that is the total destruction of a building or structure. Total, complete, they are synonyms. Let's make that a little bigger, and I have a sentence for you. The city ordered the complete demolition of the old factory to build a new park. So yeah, you can see that building is being demolished. That is the verb form of demolition. Next, we have deadline. I mentioned that in the introduction. President Trump is giving a deadline of 8 p.m. tonight in about 7 hours. What is a deadline? You might have some of these at work. I know I have them as a teacher. And that is a specific time or date when a task must be finished. We are working hard because the deadline for the report is tomorrow at 5 p.m. I'm recording this in April, of course. April, what, 7th? April 7th? Can you see that? No, probably not. But on April 15th, there is a deadline for every American to submit their taxes. My least favorite time of the year. And that deadline is fast approaching. What does that mean? If something is fast approaching, that means coming or happening very soon. The end of the school year is fast approaching, and the students are getting excited. In just a couple of weeks, we are going to have spring break, and that is fast approaching, and my students are pretty excited. They're not exactly focused on their education, or at least I wish they were more focused right now. Power plants. So President Trump said he is going to start bombing power plants. In the newscast, they said those could be war crimes. If you start bombing infrastructure, which we will talk about, power plants, bridges, things that hurt civilians, not the military, that could be a war crime. So let's talk about what power plants are. That's a great picture of a power plant. So if you know what that thing is in your own language, you now know it in English. It is a power plant. The official definition: large buildings or factories where electricity is produced. Many countries are moving away from coal power plants to use cleaner energy like wind or excuse me, or maybe solar. We will talk about solar a little later. Stop. Look at this word, landslide. Do you think it means rocks falling down from a mountain? In the news, that is a big no. It means winning an election by a large amount. If you want to read the New York Times or watch CNN or Fox News, you need to know news English, or like I like to call it, headline-ese, like Chinese or Taiwanese. It's a foreign language. It's not like English from a textbook. And the best place to start is my free guide. It's called The 50 Words You Need to Know Before You Read the News. It teaches you the most important words for politics, crimes, elections, and so much more. It's totally free. There is a QR code right up there, or there is a link in the description. Now, back to the English lesson. Next, we have human chains. Some people are suggesting that Iranians will make a human chain around these power plants. So if those power plants are bombed, those people will probably lose their lives. They are going to sacrifice themselves. We will talk about that in just a minute. But right now we are talking about human chains. Human chains, they are a line of people holding hands to show support or help. So in the picture, we have something a little bit different from what might go on near those power plants. But here's a sentence that talks about those pictures. Volunteers formed human chains to quickly move sandbags to stop the flood. Next, we have deter. I think we've talked about this verb before. Deter, that means to stop or discourage someone from doing something. Having good lighting around your house can help deter thieves. Sacrifice themselves. Some people are willing to sacrifice themselves, maybe, for the good of their country. We have in the picture a firefighter. This is the definition: to give up one's own safety or life to help others. We honor the brave men and women who sacrifice themselves to protect our country. And in the picture, you can see that firefighter, he's willing to give up his own life. He's willing to die. He's willing to sacrifice himself to save other people.
There's also a new message from the Israeli military on Iranian citizens. It reads, "Your presence on trains and near railway lines endangers your life," signaling Israel is threatening and or preparing to strike key infrastructure in Iran. There's also already more back and forth attacks between the two sides yesterday. The U.S. and Israel announced more strikes on Iran, including an Israeli attack on an Iranian petrochemical plant. Iran fired back with a wave of missiles and drones launched towards Israel and other countries in that region. The international community is hoping there is still a peaceful solution.
Your presence is requested at the meeting tomorrow. What does that mean, your presence? It means the fact that you are in a specific place or at an event. Your presence at the meeting is very important so we can make a final decision. Next, we have endangers. Now, that is a verb, endangers, and it means to put someone or something in a dangerous situation. Look at that car. They are driving very fast, and it looks like it is raining outside. Yeah, there is definitely rain coming from the sky. Driving too fast in the rain endangers everyone on the road. Next, we have infrastructure. I know we have talked about infrastructure here. Let's talk about it again. If you have been following the channel for a little while, this might be review. Infrastructure, basic systems like roads, bridges, and power lines. You can also add power plants to that too. The city needs to invest more money to repair its aging infrastructure. So it sounds like their infrastructure is getting older. Maybe some of the bridges are kind of dangerous now because they are so old and they could collapse. Next, we have a new word for me, petrochemical. When I hear petrol, I think of gasoline, and this has something to do with gas. Let's get the official definition. Relating to chemicals obtained from oil or natural gas. Many everyday items like plastic bottles are petrochemical products. Definitely a new term for me. I just guessed that it meant gas, and I guess I was right. But petro in English actually comes from the Greek and it means rock. Next, we have fired back. Now, in the newscast, they talked about missiles being fired back. So one country may launch missiles towards another country. And if that country launches missiles back, we could say fired back. But sometimes we use it with words instead. And we have talked about this on the channel before. Fired back, that English phrasal verb, can mean to quickly answer a criticism with strong words. When the politician was criticized, he fired back by listing his recent successes. So he said, hey, I did some good things. If you want to criticize me, don't forget about the good things I did. Do you know criticize? I know we've talked about it quite a bit on the channel. It means to say bad things about somebody, or to say like you are doing a bad job. That would be to criticize someone. What is a solution? A solution. A lot of my students take math and they are always working on solutions to their math problems. A solution is a way to solve a problem or deal with a situation. We need to find a long-term solution for the housing shortage in the city. What is the solution to end this war between the United States and Iran? I would love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment. How does this end? What is the solution?
I mean, we were alarmed by the rhetoric seen in that social media post that threatened American attacks on power plants, bridges, and other infrastructure. Once again, the Secretary General reaffirms that it's high time for the parties to stop this conflict, as there is no viable alternative to the peaceful settlement of international disputes.
The UN Security Council is expecting to vote on a resolution calling for countries to coordinate a peaceful reopening of the Strait of Hormuz.
Rhetoric. This might also be review. It seems that almost every newscast will use rhetoric. So rhetoric, that is language or speech intended to persuade people. Do you know what persuade means? I just talked about this in the course I am launching in a couple days. Don't forget about that. Sign up with that QR code. There will be a 50% off coupon sent out next week for the course. But yeah, to persuade people, that means to try to get them to do what you want them to do, or to try to think in a way that you want them to think. Politicians use rhetoric all the time. Voters are tired of angry rhetoric they hear during the election season. Shout out to Peru. I will be visiting Peru later this summer, and I know Peru's elections, or at least the first part of their elections, are happening this weekend. So good luck. I know things can get kind of crazy in Peru during election season. Reaffirms. This might be brand new. I'm not sure if I have ever taught this before. Reaffirms is a verb, and it means to say or show again. There's the re part of that, again that something is definitely true. The high quality work reaffirms that you are the right person for the promotion. I hope with this English lesson, I am reaffirming your desire to learn English. You are still watching. We've been talking about English for a while, so good job. Oh, it's high time for something to happen. What does that mean? I think this is a little bit of an older saying because I remember my parents saying this. If it's high time for something, that means something that should have happened a long time ago. It's high time we started saving money for our retirement. I think it's high time that this war in Iran ends. What if something is viable? It's a great word to know. I bet they put it on the IELTS or TOEFL exam every so often. If something is viable, it is capable of working successfully. It's a practical plan. Experts are checking if solar power is a viable option for heating the entire building. And when I hear a sentence like that, if it's viable, I think that means it's like easy to pay for, like it's affordable. And those are solar panels. Anytime you hear solar, think the sun. It's the adjective form of the sun. Guess what the adjective form of the moon is? Lunar. And right now, there is a lunar mission going on, a lunar mission. There are 4 astronauts who are going to the moon. I think they just rounded the moon and now they're on their way back home. Resolution. We talked about solution before. A resolution can be a type of solution. A resolution is a formal decision to end a disagreement or problem. After hours of talking, the 2 companies finally reached a resolution. Coordinate. Coordinate. We have a couple different ways we use coordinate, and we will talk about 2 of them right now. If you coordinate something, that means you organize people so they work well together. But in the picture, we have something a little different. This woman has coordinated her outfit. She wore a blue scarf to coordinate with her dark blue coat. So just like people working well together, in the picture, maybe her clothing kind of goes well together. It like works together. It looks good together. If you are waging a war, the leaders have to coordinate the people to make sure they are fighting in the best way. Disputes. Do you know this one? It's just like a very formal way to say like an argument or a fight. Let's get the official definition. Strong disagreements between people or groups. The law was created to help settle disputes between landlords and tenants. Do you know who landlords are? Those are people who own property, property that people live in or that they work in. Like a business could rent a space from a landlord, and a tenant is someone who rents property from a landlord. Congratulations. That is it. Don't forget, there is a QR code over there if you want more information about my course. I'll also send you a free PDF. But if you're looking for more English, maybe you're not done yet, there is a whole playlist of English lessons about this war with Iran. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.